gently. Just take a moment to get settled. Lightly closing the eyes. And we're going to take the right hand and place it on the chest. And take the left hand and place it on the belly. And just feeling the movement of the breath. Letting the chest expand, letting the belly expand. Deepening your breath. And then removing the hands, placing them on the knees. And we're just going to breathe in and out through the nose. And on your first deep breath in, count how long it takes you to inhale fully. And then try to make your breath out the same number. So for example, inhaling to 5 and exhaling to 5 at your own pace. And feel the different parts of the body that can expand with that breath in. And then release with that breath out. And if you want now, you can bring sound to that breath. And if Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha are in your practice, you can start to engage these bandhas. And on the next exhale, you can open your eyes for a moment. So now we're just going to bring in just a very simple movement to start to incorporate our breath with our movement. So I'll just show you and then we'll do it all together. So as you exhale completely, empty the lungs, and as you start to inhale, you start to raise your arms up, counting like before, and when you reach the end of your inhale, your hands should be touching. And then when you exhale, you're slowly bringing them down, following your count. And when you get to fully empty lungs, your fingers should lightly touch the floor. So it's harder than it looks. And really, when we want to really fine tune it, you want the movement to be even all the way through, and that imitates the breath that should also be even all the way through. So rather than inhaling like quite a lot at the beginning and then being left with very little at the end, we try to get to a point of regulation where we're inhaling evenly all the way through and exhaling evenly all the way through. And we represent that with the external movement of the arm. So we'll just give it a go at your own pace again and your own breath count. You can keep eyes open or closed. And the next time your arms come down, you can leave them down and you can let go of that control of the breath. So this is an exercise I come back to time and time again. Very simple, and yet I'm sure you found that when you start doing it, that it's the moment you lose concentration, you lose where you're at with the breath and the movement. And this is the basic premise of our breath with movement synchronization throughout the yoga practice. Often what happens though is that it gets lost because we start doing more complicated poses, and the kind of the effort that goes into trying to do the poses kind of takes over. But really, if at any point it starts to become this stressful thing about the poses or pose acquisition, try to bring it back to the breath, because ultimately the health benefits of the practice, especially the mental health benefits of the practice, really come from this breath control or breath harnessing. So we're just going to warm up the wrists just a little bit. Tends to be an area that people need a little bit of extra work. So we're just interlacing the fingers and just moving around. And then bringing the arms out in front of us, shoulder height. And we're just going to start to flick off the fingers. And this particular exercise really strengthens wrists and forearms. Strongly flicking off the fingertips. Going right to the side. And up to the ceiling. And shake them out. And bringing the hands shoulder height again. We'll make fists and we'll just do little circles. And other direction. And shake them out. So we're going to bring one hand back. So one arm over, one arm under, and then switch. So we're not trying to catch. We're just warming up our shoulders. And bring them down. And then we're bringing the arms out to the sides, shoulder height, and we're just going to rotate. And you can do one arm in one direction, one in the other, if you want to test your coordination. And then shake out the shoulders. Bring your hands to your shoulders and just do little circles forwards. And circles back. And shake it out. Okay, we'll come to standing. So the beauty of practicing at home is that you can use any item of furniture to help you with your practice. Okay, so you might not have like yoga blocks or any kind of special equipment, but you don't really need it. You can use chairs, tables. My favorite is the wall. So if you have a wall close to you, that's great, because you might be able to enhance certain poses by using the wall. So we'll come to standing at the top of the mat. Just take a moment here to ground yourself. Feel the feet firmly on the ground. Start to inhale, raise the arms up. Hands can be shoulder distance or palms together. And then exhale, hinging at the hips. You can lightly bend the knees if you like. Hands can be on the shins or on the floor. Inhale, lift the head lightly. And exhale, step the feet back into plank position. And then you have the option to bring the knees to the floor and then lower. Here you can take a full upward dog with straight arms or cobra with bent arms. And then exhale, lift the hips up and back. Deep, even breathing here. On your next exhale, completely bend the knees, raise the heels, and walk, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhaling here, hands on the floor or the shins, lift up, and exhale, head towards the legs. Inhale, press into the feet, reach the arms over the head, maybe look up also, and exhale, arms down by your side. Inhale, reaching up again. Exhaling, fold. Taking the variations you wish, inhale, head up, and exhale, step or jump back. Option to bring your knees down or keep them off the floor. Inhaling, arch, and exhale, hips up and back. So just remembering all the time, the variations that I showed for the first sun salutation are always available to you. And at the end of that, exhale, bend the knees, raise the heels, walk, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, head up. Exhale, head towards the legs. Inhale, press into the feet, reaching the arms up. And exhale, arms down by your side. Inhale, reaching up again. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, head up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Inhaling, arch. And exhale, hips up and back. 5 breaths here. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Walk, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, head up. Exhale, head down. Inhale, press into the feet, reach the arms up. And exhale, arms down by your side. Inhale, reaching up again. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, head up. Exhale, walk, step or jump back and lower. Inhaling, arch. And exhale, hips up and back. One. 2. And here you always have the option to take a child's pose if you need it. 4. 5. Walk, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, head up. Exhale, head to the legs. Inhale, press into the feet, reach up. And exhale, arms down by your side. One more. Inhale, reaching up again. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, head up. Exhale, step or jump back, get lower. Inhaling, arch. And exhale, hips up and back. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. Walk, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, head up. Exhale, head down. Inhale, press into the feet, reaching the arms over the head. And exhale, arms down by your side. So next pose is a forward fold. You can do it here directly, or you can use a wall if you have a wall handy. So we're going to stay in it for, let's say, 8 breaths. So I'll just show you the wall version. If you know the freestanding one, go ahead. And the wall one, you take some part of your back, you want it to be in contact with the wall basically. So you could be quite far out. And you want to let yourself lean in until a part of the back reaches the wall. And that might mean even your heels are lifted or you're a good bit out, and that's fine. And should feel pretty strong stretch here. If you need to raise the heels, that's fine. 3. 4. And the freestanding one, you would either just catch the toes or place the hands under the feet or place the hands on the floor in front of you. 6. 7. 8. Slowly coming out if you're against the wall. Make sure you find your balance and come up. If you have any kind of dizziness, you just place the heel of your hand there on your forehead and bring your head slightly down. And coming back to the mat. So we're going to step our left foot back about this distance. Left toes out to the side, right toes pointed forwards, arms extended, and then going down your right leg. So the hand might be on the shin or it might be catching the big toe. But just choose one where you're not kind of totally throwing off your alignment, yeah? And you might be looking forwards, or if you can, you look up to your hand. Try not to collapse fully. You can put some weight on the leg, but not all of your weight. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, come up, turn the feet, and exhale down the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, come up, turn towards the right again, and then we're going to take our feet wider, bend our right leg, extend our arms out for warrior 2. Look to your right hand. Pay attention to what's happening with that knee. And imagine you're trying to pull your right heel towards that left foot, and they just can't reach each other, yeah? They're not moving, they're pulling towards each other. 2, 3, 4, 5. Transitioning into the next pose. Right forearm to right thigh, left arm extends over. If you wanted to go further, you could take the hand to the floor. You could also take your hand to a brick if the floor is just that little bit too far. Yeah, but do feel free to take this option, even if you normally in your regular practice go deeper. Yeah, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, come up, push to straighten, turn the feet, and we'll do those 2 poses on the other side. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. Extend the arms. You want to be even from the right hand to the left. Again, creating that internal squeeze of pulling the heels towards each other. Transitioning into the next pose. Left forearm to left thigh, right arm extends over, ribs open, or taking a deeper. Sometimes this one is harder, yeah? Sometimes you get to just collapse in the other version. Pulling the lower belly in if you can. Inhale, come up, push to straighten. Exhale, bring the hands to the waist, bring your head down. Bring your hands to the floor. Inhale, lift the head for a moment. Exhale, relax the head down. Bring your weight forwards, lift your hips upwards. Hands are shoulder distance apart. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, walk the hands out a little bit. Right hand, right fingers turn towards the right. Left arm goes up towards the ceiling. Keep your hips squared towards the floor as you twist upwards. Squeeze the lower belly in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower that left hand down, raise that right hand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lowering that hand down. Start to walk the hands towards the front of the mat and turn your feet as you go. They're up on your back toes. And we're here. Inhale. And then exhale. Try to push to straighten as you push that back heel towards the floor. Inhale. And then exhale. Push to straighten. And one last time when we stay there. Inhale. And exhale. Push to straighten. wherever you are. And if you do have blocks and you can place them underneath your hands if this is too strenuous to have the hands on the floor. Inhale, bend that leg. Exhale, step the left foot forwards, right foot back. And we go again on the other side. Inhale. Exhale, push. Inhale. Exhale, push. And one last time when we stay. Inhale. And exhale. And from here, if we were in a nice kind of steady flow and we knew the poses, we could transition directly here into half moon pose by taking our left hand across diagonally in front of us and then raising up from here. But I want to show you some options of this pose because it's quite a difficult pose. I'll show you this. This is just, you know, you don't have to have this. You just need a chair or a stool or some blocks. I just wanted to show you that you can be quite high up, yeah? You can just place your hand on whatever the object is and go from there. You don't have to have the hand on the floor. Same goes for the blocks, so you might be a little bit lower down. And if you wanted to explore the pose, but you're finding that you're falling over all the time, then you might want to just get to know the pose by using a wall, so that you don't have to worry about falling over. So let's play around for maybe a total of 8 breaths. So you're probably already, let's say, 3 breaths in. And we'll do 8 on each side, yeah? 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. So taking a moment to switch sides. Using whatever you're using. You might not be using anything at all. But if seeing as you're at home, you might as well make the most of the furniture, yeah? 1. 2, and I'm counting 8, but normally you wouldn't stay in so long for 8. It's just to allow for falling and going back in. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Inhale and come up. Okay, so the next pose is another balance. And again, you might use some item of furniture to help you. I personally like to have the thing I'm using to prop myself up in front of me for this pose. So starting with raising the right leg. Again, something might be useful to have, like bands for this if you happen to have them, or like a cloth or a belt or something. Again, not necessary, but just if you happen to have them, yeah? So, especially if you're very tight, it'll just mean that you can catch on to the belt or the band without overstraining. And both our hips are going forwards as we lean and bring that leg up. Yeah? And those of you who have more experience, you know that you can explore more options, especially if you have the belt. So hand can be to the outside, different sensation, when you bring it to the inside and really kicking that leg up. So it's not a passive pose, yeah? And if you have the belt and the flexibility, you might be able to go for full dancer variation with or without the belt. So we'll take 3 more breaths there. And then slowly coming out, and we're going to go over and try the other side. So just first, taking the left leg back, bending it, and then seeing where you're at here. And taking it gradually. Tilting forwards, kicking upwards. Yeah? And if you were using something to balance on in front of you, go ahead. Play around with maybe bringing the hand to the inside, bringing the hand to the outside. And obviously you could try with both hands as well. Lots of options, yeah? You don't have to take any of those advanced options. It's just if the pose is taking you there. 3 more breaths. And slowly coming out. Okay, so for the next pose, I'm going to give 2 options. The first option is for those of you who found that dancer pose and the previous one, half moon pose, very difficult. Then you're probably best off sticking with this. Those of you who were able for them and found that you could catch your foot on your own, for example, this next one, the second one I'll show will be for you. So the first one is our warrior 3. Options with the hands, I like to keep the thumbs pressing into the chest. And you slowly lean forwards as you take that right leg back, kicking through the heel and trying to keep the hips squared, okay? And you can do 5 breaths on each side for that, but I'll allow for a couple of breaths to kind of fall out and go back in. And then the other option for those who feel like they'll be able for it is combining half moon pose and dancer pose. So you would start like in your half moon, taking the leg up, and then you would bend, and you try to catch the foot, either on the inside or on the outside. So you can give that a go if you wish, okay? So I'm going to start counting from now, a total of 10 breaths, 5 for each side, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slowly coming out and switching sides. I'm going to demo the warrior 2 on the other side for those of you, or warrior 3 on the other side for those of you who are doing that. Three, 4, and 5, slowly coming down. Okay, so we're going to make our way down to the floor. And we're starting here, feet nice and wide. Extend the arms up, bend, sit. Hold it here. And then we're going to slowly start to sit. And I want you to try and control it as much as possible. And then lift. And then we're going to roll back, okay? I'm going to show you a couple of options. So we might hug the knees in and then lift up, or we might make it really hard and then lift up, okay? So we'll do that together, and then we'll add another element there with 2 options again. So we're starting from here. Easier option, we'll be bending the knees, hugging them in, yeah? So harder option would be for those who have more experience. Rolling back, inhale, come up, hold. I'll show the harder version for the second round. Rolling back, inhale, come up, hold. Okay, so you're going to do one more of those by yourselves. Okay, and the next time we come up, we're going to add an extra element. So I'm just going to show you, and then you're going to give whichever one you want to go. Okay, so there'll be 2 options. There's going to be this position like this, or there's going to be this position like this, yeah? So obviously the second one is more difficult. If you feel that you feel like you're going to go ahead, you can always switch back to the previous one. If not, yeah, if you're tight in the hips, it'll be challenging enough to be sitting like this. So we're going to roll them all in together. So I'll show you the easier one and then the harder one. So from here, rolling back like a ball, then rolling up and coming to this position hard enough to get to seated, yeah? So you might need to take your heels out of it. And then the other one, you'll be here, rolling back, rolling up, coming to here, and then trying to take your position. And you can make it quite dynamic if you want, or you can take your time. So we'll just give a little bit of time for that. And the idea of doing this crow in this dynamic way is kind of to get lots of goes at it, yeah? You might need to move around a little bit like me. You might want to mix and match as well. And slowly coming back down. So we're going to start wrapping up now. We'll just finish with just a little more groundwork. So we're going to be on our hands and knees. And we're just going to take our right leg back. Take our left hand a little bit more to the center as we turn and extend that right arm up towards the ceiling. And let that left foot kind of creep back. And slowly come down. We'll do the same on the other side. So really needing to get that core stability working, yeah? Left leg extends. Right hand comes more into the center. And let that right foot turn out. Left arm goes up. And slowly coming out, retracing your steps. So we're going to add one more element to that, which you can leave out, and you can just repeat that same pose again if you wish. Starting on all fours, extending that leg out, turning, and we're here. And then we might bring the leg up and bend the knee. You might just be here and you need to use much more engagement. That's good. Or you might catch the foot and open. The body is opening out to the side, yeah? 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly coming out and switching sides. The left leg goes back. The right hand comes into center. The right foot turns back and extend. And then send that leg up. Bend the knee maybe. Let's see what happens here. Feel free to play around with it and find what suits you. And slowly coming down, finding yourself in a cross-legged position. Taking the right hand to the left knee, left hand goes behind the back, just very lightly, looking over the left shoulder. You don't need to over twist. Going back into center on the inhale, switch the hands, switch the knee, and look back. Bring your attention to your breath. And inhaling back into center. We're going to lie back on our mats for relaxation. Just taking a moment to get comfortable. And we're going to take a big breath in and sigh it out on the exhale. And again, inhale. One last time. Okay, so we're going to do that again, but this time we're going to make the noise, the air blow out through the teeth. So we're going to inhale. I'll do that 2 more times. Inhale. And one last time. Inhale. And release. With every breath in, feeling every cell in the body being energized. And with every breath out, feeling more and more tension releasing from your body. You can let go of the sound of the breath. You can let go of any count. Just a light awareness of the potential for the breath to replenish your resources. If your mind wanders at any point, just bring it back to the present moment. And if you notice any tension, seeing if you can breathe into it and release a little bit. Relax the jaw, relax the shoulders. And starting to breathe a little bit deeper. Starting to move the toes and fingers. And I'm finished with 3 Oms. You don't have to get up. You can stay where you are, or you can join me. Om.